We're back sooner than you thought.
Nailed it.
Live for 10 seconds, the adult film starring me and your mom.
Ah.
Aww.
And welcome in, takers, to our post-draft party of Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast. We are in draft mode, dynasty draft mode, where we're just going to give you some of our tips on these NFL prospects that just happened in the draft. It is May 3rd, 2022. We got Ryan the Tagless Haynes in the house, Matt IR Regan, and I myself, Mac Disfatt-Bidge. Ryan and I are currently doing a slow rookie draft. And is it slow? Has it even gone beyond the second pick? Oh, you're going through 2 right now?
2. You want to hear slow, man. We started one draft at 7 this morning, had 3 picks by 8:30, and haven't had 1 pick since. It's torture.
That's too much foreplay for me. Regan, did you enjoy your bachelor party, first of all, this past weekend?
Well, it wasn't my bachelor party.
Well,
I've already been down that road. But,
yes.
it was good. But I did want to bring up to your attention that non-sexual at all, you guys are rubbing off on me pretty bad. I joined another dynasty league while I was on the bachelor party.
You joined another one? Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, high five. We corrupted him.
You guys got me good.
That time I did on purpose.
Oh, that was the first time.
Call back to go and throw it the wrong way towards Regan. Yeah, that's great, Regan. What type of style is it?
So it's a what is it? I was trying to look at. I actually took over a team.
Oh,
so,
all right.
What's
inherited
my team?
One? It's fun. It's fun.
Yep. So
it is fun.
Super flex.
Mm-hmm.
3 wide receiver. I think it's half point PPR.
All right.
But team's not too bad. I got Josh Allen. Derek.
It's a good start.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Christian Kirk, Adam Thielen, and not too many like rookies and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have some rebuilds. Maybe I'll trade away Derrick Henry or something like that in the near future.
Absolutely. Hopefully he starts off hot and flip him for some picks there or some young studs. Speaking of young studs, we are going to be talking. I said young, not middle-aged.
Oh,
you're still a stud though.
Thanks, buddy.
We are going to discuss the later rounds of the NFL Draft 2022 that just happened. We were live with Dynasty Britt and John Connolly talking for the first round, and then I watched a bit of the rest of the rounds. It was a fun time. Good draft, some exciting stuff. So we're going to break it down, get into it. But if you are listening to us on audio platforms, Apple, Spotify, if you leave a review, download the episode, we'd really appreciate it. Find us on Amazon and Google Podcasts as well. If you're watching us on YouTube, you could see our epic fail of a high five on our virtual screen and watch the ticker, get some overlays, get some nice little drops in there. We'd really appreciate if you subscribe, like the video, and share our tips with your friends and family. And with that, Ryan, let's get into your Haynes' briefs here.
Sweet sassy molassie.
What has happened since we've been gone?
Ooh, man, it was an exciting draft for multiple reasons. We had big trades, big picks, all kinds of stuff going on. But the most notable trade, AJ Brown of the Tennessee Titans, formerly of the Tennessee Titans, was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Titans acquired the first pick, number 18, and a 3rd round pick which turned out to be Treylon Burks, and then that 101 pick was kind of traded all over the place. So, fellas, I got a question for you here. AJ Brown finishes last year as wide receiver 32, missed 4 games, so obviously big impact there. But I'm going to give you an over-under. I'm going to say over-under wide receiver 20. What do you think?
So under as in a higher ranking or
Yep.
a lower ranking? Yeah.
Under as in a high, like 1 to 20.
Gotcha. 1 to 19.
Over as in 21 to on.
Just wanted to
Can I push
clarify. Can we push? Yeah,
No,
I was gonna
20.
say that line's good right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tricky because Jalen Hurts, when he got hurt last year, they went to the run much heavier than what they were doing, but he wasn't that accurate of a passer either. So hopefully he gets better. But I love the move. I don't really see his value decreasing. AJ Brown, that is. But yeah, it'll be tough. Skyrocketing stock for Hurts right here.
Yeah, I say over, but it's going to be like 17, 18, 19. It's going to be right above that cusp.
All right, fine. Top 12 wide receiver next year. Mark it.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Just kidding.
All right.
Just kidding.
I'll say I'm gonna say he breaks wide receiver 20, as in he's under. So he's probably right around where Reeks is saying. But does this help or hurt Devontae Smith? I think it helps him personally.
I do.
Absolutely helps them. And
That
if they're
means-
going to keep with the passing heavy attack like they started out with, it'll be good as long as Hurts gets more accurate, which we all remember Josh Allen. He wasn't accurate, kept developing. So hopefully that's what happens.
Wishful
Hopefully.
thinking.
I have so many fucking shares of Devontae Smith. I really need him to do well.
I got one.
Um,
Keep the league.
All right. So on the other side, real quick, we don't have to hang on this for too long, but Treylon Burks to the Titans. I know, Reegs, you're going to touch on the Titans a little bit later. Just a general sets. Do you like that move for the Titans?
Oh, yeah. Huge. I think it's a great move for them. The fact that they traded off AJ Brown, the guy that didn't want to be there anymore, that was looking for way too much money, was coming off necessarily his worst year. I know he missed 4 games, but he's also struggled a little bit. And they go out and get a guy like Treylon Burks that could possibly be a spitting image of him. Is pretty nice. And I don't think they're going to skip a beat necessarily. Obviously, he's still going to have some catch-up time. AJ Brown's been in the league for a little bit, so you know he's still a rookie. But long term, I think this is great.
Mac?
I would be like Variable, really pissed. You're trying to win now, trying to keep your job.
true.
You're just the number 1 seed last year with all those injuries. And then you do that. But I get it, the business aspect of it. But Vrabel was pissed. If you see that video, I'll tweet it out. Just a tip, FFP.
Yeah, it was great.
It was
All right, next big trade of the night. Marquise Hollywood Brown traded from the Baltimore Ravens to the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals give up a first-round pick, which was originally pick 23, and a 4th-round pick. The Ravens made another trade, pushing back to 25. So with that move, they picked center Tyler Linderbaum from Iowa, who is an absolute beast. They solidify that middle. They continue to push towards the run and load up to continue to be a run-heavy offense. Mac, did this make sense for the Cardinals to pull this off here?
Well, it does in hindsight, which we'll get to the next bit, but I think it makes more sense for the Ravens. They wouldn't utilize Marquise Brown. They got Bateman. It's just going to be him and Andrews, and that's it in the passing attack. I really don't even want any part of the running back field on that team. So 3 players, that's all I want.
No Devin Duvernay.
No.
No James Proch. No, who's the other one over there? Tyler something.
Is it Proch or Porsche? Proche. I don't
don't
even know.
I like the last
Special
one.
teamer. Yeah, I just good for Marquise Brown. Go get paid.
Got what he
elsewhere.
wanted.
Yeah, he wanted to go play with Kyler Murray, right?
Right.
Lamar Jackson wasn't happy though. So
Oh, he had a nice tweet.
Yeah, we'll see.
What
Poor
the?
guy.
That's literally what he said.
I know. He was pretty angry.
Well, like Max said, in hindsight, it seems like a good move. He was clearly better than any other wide receiver that was on the board at that point. I still think they paid a little bit too much, maybe addressed a different position. But when they lost Hopkins last year, they went from one of the best teams in the league and really dropped off. So it showed how important that position was to address. Speaking of which, DeAndre Hopkins suspended for the first 6 games of the season for violating the league's substance abuse policy. This one was a real kick in the nads, considering I just traded away a 2023 first, which I was already skeptical about, to acquire Hopkins to go for a championship. So, Regan, should I feel okay about this? Should I feel like, all right, Hopkins is going to be more rested, he has more time to heal up, and I'll have a great second half of the season? Or should I just put my head down and cry myself to sleep tonight?
This is a head down moment, my friend. He's gonna miss 6 games. He's gonna take some time to get back into it, and then you got to be worried about Hollywood Brown and Murray making a connection. That kind of takes away from him. I think once Hopkins gets on the same page again, I think it's gonna be like nothing changed. But it's kind of tough for a first rounder. Now I know why Max said, sorry, Ryan, in our text message group.
Yeah, that's very sad.
It sucks, man, but it's either you lose him at the beginning of the season or the end of the season. So tread water, and then hopefully he's healthy enough for that playoff run for you.
He's a nice grab and redraft if you can get him late.
See, I don't want to do that. I'd rather let somebody else like you take him. And then when you're floating around 500, then I'll trade for Hopkins.
Yeah, that's when I don't trade when I should, because then I'm just like, oh, well, something's coming in the woodworks. It's not. I say this every single year, grabbing, what's his name from the Saints last year, Michael Thomas. Had 7 shares of him, and then he just didn't play.
A little bit different. He was struggling with the injury, surgery, right? So
yes.
Yeah. Less of a risk, but still.
Tell me he wasn't hurt taking PEDs?
Definitely.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to make my case, Mac.
No. I agree with you. I'm just saying it's a better situation if you take Hopkins late. Not as much of a risk. That's all I'm saying. Sorry. Stepping all over your tip there.
Ouch.
All right, let's get off the Cardinals here.
Yeah.
We got Melvin Gordon. We didn't touch on this last week. This was a couple of weeks ago. He re-signed with the Broncos on a 1-year contract worth up to $5 million. Last year, I believe Melvin Gordon was running back 17. Javonte Williams was running back 18. Are we seeing
22
this same kind of split, or what's going to happen here this year? Reeks?
I think it ticks up a little bit, but and you're going to see a little bit more space in between those two, but not as much as you want to see. This is a 1-year deal, so grabbing Williams if you can is a nice move, especially in long term. But obviously, it's going to be tough to get him.
Mac?
It's just going to be more of an up-tempo offense, I think. So they're going to need breaks up there. So
that's true.
Have to be seen, but yeah, I'm projecting rather a 50-50 split again.
Okay, so neither of you are seeing Javonte sneak up into the running back 1 category this season.
Unfortunately, not.
Okay, so we're thinking somewhere. Go ahead, Reeks.
I was gonna say, and you gotta think Melvin Gordon. He's gonna try to get one more contract out of this, so he's gonna play as hard as he can. So, bearing an injury, which I doubt will happen because they'll probably want to play through it anyways. I don't see anything changing.
Okay, yeah, I'd have to agree. I'd say probably somewhere between 15 to 20 for both of them, with Javonte a little bit higher. I don't even know.
How
do we consider that? Better ranked.
The highest rank is like ace in cards. You're playing war. Number 1. All right. So lower is a higher number. For clarification, we should really do a video on all the rules for terminology and fantasy football aspects. Anything else in the news here, Ryan?
No, that should do it.
Holy shit, there's a lot of news.
It's true, the
Nailed it.
market is becoming saturated.
I should probably change the name of it. That's why instead of just news. All right, we are going to get into our draft grades for specific teams, the players that they took, and what we think is going to happen with this team, what the tea leaves are saying to us. Biggest loser, we'll get one team winner, one team loser, lowest grade, highest grade, and then a couple honorable mentions at the end, some players to take a late flyer on. So stick around for that. And like I said, if you're watching, subscribe, like the video, be much appreciated. Download the episode, share your tips with your friends and family. Speaking of tips,
Come, let us gingerly touch our tips.
Nailed it.
let's give you my tip for the best grade of draft night, draft weekend, the New York Jets. I guess I was just a bit too early if you were listening last year. Thinking that they're going to be a stellar offense, but it was the Jets. But guys, it's looking up right now, right? Come on.
That
Absolutely.
it is.
All right. Awesome. So I'm giving them an A on their grade. Not only building up their defense with Sauce Gardner. Did you guys know that his name was Sauce? Nickname Sauce?
No idea. Did you know that?
No, I
Hugo.
did not. I did not know that until you guys told me draft night when I was correcting you like an idiot. Oh,
Yeah,
get it.
now applesauce.
Don't
The
listen to
big
Ryan.
applesauce. Jesus
New York.
Christ. New York, Mac.
I remember
Big
the
apple.
I rem-
Applesauce.
I remember the joke now. I am sorry. We were playing the
Wow.
drinking game and I totally
Office
forgot
game.
about it.
The
I know.
effects are still lingering a week later. Is that what's
I
happening?
excel in those moments.
I had 3 hours of sleep before working. Oh, look at that, Regan.
Regan Irish drinking team. Found the shirt on Amazon.
That's awesome. I was going to say, not custom made. Anyway,
No.
building up their defense, Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher too. He was on Last Chance U. I don't know if you guys have watched that show on Netflix. It's really fun. You should check it out. But the important picks. The one I got right. Garrett Wilson, number 10 overall. Some people have him wide receiver 1, top 3 at least in their rookies draft picks here. Speedy wide receiver. He has the ups. He has good vertical, 36 inches. Nice. Damn it. That's my sound
Cool,
drop. So yeah, he's going to be able to move the chains. Damn it, pulled a Regan.
What?
He can move the trains too, baby.
He can move the trains. That's how
He's strong.
That's literally his training regimen. He moves trains on train tracks like Mr. Incredible.
Or Mr. Rogers.
All right, get to your point.
My point. Now you have him, Elijah Moore, maybe Corey Davis. Maybe. We'll see if he makes it on the field. Plus Uzama, the tight end that they brought in from Cincinnati, and Michael Carter, who's going to be their third down back. I'll get to why in a second. The passing attack is got to be great as long as Zach Wilson gets his head out of his ass and stops chucking the ball in quadruple coverage and actually reading the defense. But potential is there. So I love this pick by them. I want pieces of this offense. See what happens. Hell, maybe Braxton Berrios might get open. We'll see. But on their other pick, Breece Hall, again, we talked about him going back to our episode 9 of season 2, in-depth look at Garrett Wilson on episode 10, Breece Hall, running backs in episode 9. Want more of a look at him? That's what we did. Go back and listen. Consensus number 1 running back. They got him. So it kind of sucks for Michael Carter. But I'm thinking, we were talking about Broncos, it's going to be like that Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon type splitting. So there'll be suitable RB2s on your squad. hopefully, but more like the yard sale version of that Broncos running back field. So
Don't forget Tevin Coleman.
and Tevin Coleman, how could I forget? Plus, they built up their O-line. So establish the run, get the play action set for these receivers. I'm hoping the Jets make something out of this pile of picks that they've been doing. So give them an A. What are your guys' thoughts on them?
Yeah, man. Arguably got the number one cornerback, the number one wide receiver. Jermaine Johnson was a top 10 pick in so many mocks. And, some had him as the number one edge rusher in this draft.
Yep.
So, and then Breece Hall, the number one running back. I mean, they nailed it. They addressed so many areas of need. They got the most talented player at that position in most of these situations. Just a great draft for the Jets, which is nauseating talking about.
Isn't it?
Everybody seems to be having a fantastic offseason in the AFC East, with exception of one team. So, but great draft by the Jets.
Good boom. Tough acting to acting.
Any thoughts, Regan? Or did we say it all?
Yeah, Mac. Well, what Ryan just said, for number one of every position, you getting that. There's no way your team doesn't get better immediately and in the long run. They literally got the number one wide receiver, running back, and we labeled them as number one because they were both the most NFL ready at their position. So good for them.
Yep, just
Sadly.
get Wilson some protection, help him
Yeah.
out with his coaching. Another thing, last year, his quarterbacks coach that they had on the team, he passed away too right before the season. A lot of turmoil in that coaching staff. So hopefully this year will be better for him. But Regan, who is your winner of draft weekend?
Yeah, so we mentioned this kind of earlier. My winner is the Tennessee Titans, and I kind of just got to give them the pat on the back necessarily because they had to trade A.J. Brown, and they literally had to. There was no way he was going to play for them this year. They had to get something for it, so why not the 18th overall pick when I believe they got A.J. Brown for like a 4th or 5th round pick a couple years ago. So you're getting a first-round pick for him. With that 18th pick, you got Treylon Burks. Awesome. Like we already talked about, it could be a step in or a complete replacement. But I've already talked about that. But we can talk about a little bit more about they got Kyle Phillips from UCLA. He's a smaller wide receiver. So it's just another weapon. It would have been lovely to have Burks and A.J. Brown next to each other, but we can't do that. So let's add something a little bit different. So Phillips, he's a smaller, shiftier slot receiver. Possibly, third down, move the chains, red zone target. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of just watching that position. And then they got another tight end who could possibly be the replacement for Jonnu Smith. Now, I don't want to pronounce his name.
I was just going to say, can you pronounce his name, please? Holy hell.
Chigozium Okuaku.
Perfect.
Okanakawu.
Nailed it.
Anyways, we won't get too in depth on that name, but he's,
Are you not entertained?
Oh, I hate it. You guys would have to drink right now if we were playing that game.
We should have a trivia of like, how do you pronounce this and bring up an overlay?
Oh my god, it's wild. Anyways, Chigo, that's what I'm gonna call him.
There we go.
He can line up in the backfield. He can play fullback. He's been known to take snaps. He's obviously a tight end, so he's kind of like the multi-tool on this team that Jonnu Smith kind of was doing beforehand before getting traded to the Pats, or not traded, but picked up from the drafts from the Pats. But I'm kind of excited to see that spot taken. It was always a part of their offense, so this could be somewhat a good pick in the making. Nothing I'm probably drafting at this point, but I'm just glad they're making moves. They had a couple other great pickups, but the main one I want to talk about last is Malik Willis. I can't believe he fell to them at 84th overall.
Me neither.
By far, he was projected vastly in several first-round picks from several teams, and it just didn't happen. He fell all the way to them. Now we know that he needs a little bit of work in his, in his trade, but he's got Tannehill in front of him. I think this is going to be great for him to sit back, learn, and possibly become their franchise QB in the long run. I'm pretty excited about this. I think he has one of the best landing spots for a QB, but the problem is you're not going to be able to use him this year. So I really want to grab him in like a dynasty league, but the question is, do I keep him for 2 years and wait it out?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
But how early in a super flex, Ryan? When are you gonna draft him?
Gosh, I've been hearing. I just listened to the Dynasty Nerds super flex mock draft, and they had him somewhere in the mid second round, beginning to mid second round.
That's what I was gonna say.
At that point, absolute steal. They were even touching on how Kenny Pickett is just getting hammered in some of these drafts and should be going much higher than what he's going at.
Really?
They were projecting somewhere in between the 102 and the 106 range is appropriate for him. That's how important quarterbacks are to Superflex. And if you can get somebody like Pickett, who's going to be starting for probably a number of years, or a guy like Malik Willis, who's going to have an opportunity to be the starter there. Second round is outstanding value for Malik Willis.
Yeah. And just to talk about Pickett, he has so many weapons around him. So that's really exciting. Landing spot for him as well. I don't think we're going to talk about him much, but that is awesome.
I did want to bring up one thing. So we sent out a poll today on Twitter, and the 102 in one of my rookie drafts was Treylon Burks. Jumped Drake London, jumped Garrett Wilson. So I asked everybody, who's their 102 after Breece Hall? Is it Burks? Is it London? Is it Wilson? Or is it somebody else? And the highest percentage of responses were for somebody else. And it seems like Kenneth Walker or Jamison Williams are kind of the two guys that a lot of people are targeting at 102, which is very surprising to me. Do you guys have any reactions to that?
What a shit show of a draft.
I've said my piece on Kenneth Walker. I don't like him. I'm avoiding him. I don't like his landing spot. No, great person. He's short, but I'm just getting Sony Michelle vibes from him. That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He has great speed, but when he has to make a cut and then reaccelerate, the defenders catch up to him.
I think he's a nearsighted pick. I think I think people are thinking he's going to have opportunity early, and he's going to get drafted higher because of that.
Probably because Chris Carson's not ready. He probably won't be at the beginning of the season, and Rashad Penny will get hurt in minicamp. So yeah, you want an opportunity, go for him. You want longevity? I'd rather go with Isaiah Spiller later.
Wow. Yeah, later. Yeah.
Kenneth Walker. It's a no for me, dog.
Cool, man.
Randy Jackson. I love it, man. Old school.
Oh yeah. Where is that guy right now? What's he doing?
Probably on a beach somewhere, having a good time.
Lucky bastard. All right. What else do we got? We done with that with the Titans here?
Oh yeah, let's jump to
got
Ryan's.
on a chant with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks. But Ryan, who do you got as your higher grade pick?
So I really love what the Los Angeles Chargers did in this draft. I love what they're doing this entire offseason, quite frankly. But as far as some of their picks here, first round pick, 17th, they pick Zion Johnson, the guard from Boston College. So call me a little biased here, but Zion Johnson is super versatile. This guy offers you a lot of flexibility. Somebody goes down, he can slide right into that spot. Sounds like he's going to start off at right guard. They're gonna play him on the opposite side as Rashawn Slater. So they get another solid lineman for Justin Herbert. They're really investing in him, investing in this offensive line. The other area that they invested in this draft, which they have all offseason, is the secondary, because they know the two most important things right now are offensive line to keep Herbert safe and the secondary so they could stop all of these weapons in the AFC West and these powerful passing attacks. Those are the recipes to win for this team. Not only did they target those two areas, but they brought in Khalil Mack this offseason as your edge rusher to get to rush some of these quarterbacks. So I love what the Chargers are doing. I really do. Isaiah Spiller in the 4th round. I think that's an absolute steal. Obviously Joshua Kelly, Justin Jackson, they're not giving you a lot behind Austin Eckler. Eckler was healthy all last year. That's been the outlier for his career. So if he goes down, you're going to need somebody to depend on. Jackson has shown you flashes, but he has also shown you that he's not that guy that's going to be consistent. Joshua Kelly, you know what he is at this point. Larry Roundtree is just, I mean, he didn't even really get an opportunity last year. So Speller's probably going to be the number 2. He can do it all. He's very versatile. He did not test well. That's the reason why he dropped so much. But yeah, I think this guy, like you said, Mac, has really good value later in your rookie drafts. You throw a dart at him in the late 2nd round or early 3rd round, wherever he's going to fall, and hope he pans out into something. But I love what the Chargers did.
I'd be curious to see if he falls that far. I'm seeing him go in the beginning of the 2nd round. So we'll see. We'll see.
Super flex, maybe
super flex
to late 2nd. 1 QB, definitely early
1
2nd.
Q is early 2nd.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I've been mocking lately because we have our draft in 2 nights, man. Oh my God.
Heck
It's
yeah.
here. 3rd year.
It's
New England. It is tipulating. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Get it right. All right. Well, actually, reactions, Regan. I totally forgot that they got Khalil Mack to go there.
I did actually zone that out too.
But you're right. Defense, they got to slow down the quarterbacks and the weapons in that division. Devontae Adams now in their division. They still got Mahomes. It's exactly what the Ravens were doing. Stack up on defense because of the Bengals throwing all over them. They're like, oh, we got to address that. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting division. I can't wait to break that one down later this year.
I can wait.
Hopefully the defenses don't do too well. Did they get Chandler Jones too? Where did Chandler Jones go?
Raiders.
Yeah. I was gonna say he went to the division too. So
they did get J.C. Jackson though to pair with Asante Samuel Jr. So yeah,
great job.
Oh crap.
Regan, any more thoughts?
No, Isaiah Spiller, I obviously love. I think by next year it might be the starter. Not gonna lie,
it's possible. You never know.
Don't say that.
You never know with the running back position. You don't know.
That's exactly why I said it.
They just gave Eckler a contract last year, right?
Yeah, cool, man. That lasts all the time.
I hate when you're right. Okay. All right. Let's get into our worst grades, in our opinion. They're not exactly the worst grades. Like, who wants to talk about?
The one you're going to talk about is correct.
Why don't we rush through this next segment just so we have to listen to Mac talk less?
I like it.
About the team he's going to talk about.
I really want to get in the one I picked.
I will take my time then. We are in New England, so I want to talk to you Pats fans out here. I am sorry, but you have 20 years at the top. It is over. The old man, he needs to go into retirement homes, get out of the GM room position, the war room. Sorry. Actually, I've been hearing rumors that Patricia was making a lot of the picks. So,
wow, that's
Patriot fans, what is happening? You go guard in the 1st round when you had Shaq Mason. You traded him to Tampa for a 5th. But then you trade down the 1st. We're watching like, all right, they're going to trade out again. But no, they take Strange. Cole Strange. Where's Cole Strange from?
Chattanooga.
He was with Air Force before. He's like Chris Farley, went to college for 7 years, but not a doctor. I thought that was going to land better than that. My bad.
That was nice. That was
Okay.
nice.
I was surprised you put that together.
Thank you.
I
was
didn't
trying to
realize
make-
Chris Farley was in college for that long.
If you watch Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
Oh, nice.
Tommy Boy reference.
I actually knew that one.
Thank you. All right.
I waited for that.
Sorry. I'll edit it out later. Where was I? All right. So you want to get offensive line help to help McCorkle out, but Strange is not a good pass blocker. So you see him get destroyed. Who's the I don't know his name. Doesn't matter. 3rd round pick from Baltimore who went and destroyed Cole Strange in the one-on-one drills. So good luck, McCorkle. Sorry about that. But don't worry. Bill took a wide receiver as well. You wanted some speed? Well, he traded up for Tyquan Thornton, 6'2", 181 pounds, fastest guy in the draft. As long as he's going in a straight line. He's from Baylor, so track team over there. So he's not good at the lateral movements, changing directions with speed. So his route tree is limited. Plus, he will struggle with the press coverage. So good luck when you are facing physical corners like somebody down south. What's his name? Byron Jones and Xavier Howard in Miami. Sorry, you're not going to go anywhere. Good luck with that. So a physical cornerback, he's not going to do well. Plus, he has small hands for a wide receiver. Yeah, I know. I think it's like 10 inches, something like that. Just under.
Bigger than Kenny Pickett.
It is bigger than Kenny Pickett. Smallest hands in the league. So, guys, is the New England offense an up-tempo offense as of late?
That's a negative.
That's a negative. So I don't know how this is going to work. You're trying to catch teams off guard with speed? Good luck. Another question. When will Tyquan Thornton get on the field? You got Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry at tight end. Then you got Nelson Aguilar that you paid some money to. And Kendrick Bourne at wide receiver that you got 2 years ago. Oh, and you traded for Devontae Parker. I'm sorry,
And
but
Jacoby Myers.
And is Jacoby Myers signed? They put a tender on him. Did they sign him yet?
He's playing.
No, but they like it tender.
Well, they do like it tender. So he will come
You
back.
can ask Kraft about that. He's very
on the
tender.
cheap.
Oh man.
He liked his meat tenderized. So anyway, Tyquan Thornton, he will be less relevant than N'Keal Harry. So that is my avoid.
Ouch.
Don't draft. Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Jesus
All right,
Christ.
I'm
this
sorry.
is painful.
Fine. Some bright side. Running back. Pierre Strong out of South Dakota. And then they took Kevin Harris out of South Carolina. Kevin Harris, though, he's coming off a low production of a season. He had back issues, but Gronk had back issues. So don't take too much stock into that. Late round flyer on these running backs. Go right ahead. Pierre Strong, though. Damian Harris replacement. Damian Harris is in his last year. This guy, he has big play potential, fastest running back in the draft, just under 1,700 yards, 18 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, that is, and led the FCS in that. And then he had 10 touchdowns of 50-plus yards.
Wow.
So late round flyer, take him. 3rd round, your next Eli Mitchell if Ramondre Stevenson, Damian Harris go down. Thoughts, Patriots, little bright side. I didn't want to leave you all in the dumps there, Ryan.
Have you guys seen the Cole Strange highlight video from the Senior Bowl?
No.
I refuse.
It's
Is it
absolutely
like-
hilarious. Oh,
Is
it's
it like
just
30 seconds long?
yeah, it's 30 seconds of him absolutely getting blown up
Yeah.
Oh my god.
in one-on-one drills. So hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
when he's next to some guys, it's helpful. I don't know.
We'll see. You don't have Dante Scarnecchia to save your ass on the offensive line anymore. Great guy,
Mhm.
great coach. Met him a couple times. Regan, are you okay? Need me to rock you to sleep tonight? Okay.
Well, let's talk about the bright side stuff. Damian Harris, I love him, but I think he is gone, like you said, next year.
Mhm.
So grabbing these other guys was smart. They do have 6 pretty good running backs, though, with James White as well coming back. So
He's still dealing with the nagging injuries, though, and that's why I think they took these two running backs. So,
possibility.
yeah, very much so. All right. Regan, who do you got your worst grade? Let me guess.
Some other shitty team, down
Oh.
south with two
yeah.
really good cornerbacks. The Miami Dolphins, guys. So let me just throw this at you. A draft is a draft. They did what they could with what they had. The fact is, they didn't have a lot because they spent it all on Tyreek Hill. The guy's like 45 years old. He's got a crappy quarterback throwing to him in Tua, if you ask me. Was it worth it, Mac? Was it worth it to trade everything for Tyreek Hill? When you see the entire AFC getting stronger and stronger, do you think there's a hope that you are going to make it to the Super Bowl? I don't think there's a possibility. Why wouldn't you take all that capital that you had? I'm trying to think what they gave up after a first, a second, and a fourth in this draft, and then a fourth and sixth next year. They could have got some pretty good guys. A lot of rookie wide receivers fell in this draft. They could have easily got a couple or one stud, that could, wait it out a little bit. Wait till Tua gets better. Wait till some of these other guys get better. Wait till some of these guys leave in the AFC. It's going to be rough. I think they saw the Patriots kind of sucking. They're like, this is our chance, even though there's a whole rest of the league that they have to go through now. I don't think it was worth it. So it's whatever. They went out and got another wide receiver. Even now that their wide receiving core is just absurd. There's so many of them. They go out and get another guy from Texas Tech, Eric Uzakanama. Nailed it.
Riggs, why are you picking all the teams, all the crazy names? Torturing yourself, dude.
I wasn't going to say it, but I was like, whatever. Let's have fun with it.
Go for it.
And then the last note before I get Mac's input is they did make a really good pick on linebacker Channing Tandle out of Georgia. So I was pumped about that. But
to know, yeah. He's a speedy guy, sideline to sideline. Watch out, Josh Allen.
Yeah, no, there was a lot on him and how good he was at like exactly what they needed. And the guy's just fucking a beast. But other than that, they didn't do shit, if you ask me. And they could have done way more. You're telling me you couldn't get a stud in the first?
All right, Regan. Well, I see how you're just you're looking at this year, so I don't blame you. Guess how many picks they have in the first round next year?
Well, they don't have a fourth or sixth.
No, but they have 2 first rounders next year. They have San Fran's and theirs. So they'll have 30, 31, 32 next year for their own. And then San Fran, I'm sorry, a top 10 first round pick from San Fran. Thank you, Alan. Sorry, buddy. So they got that. Plus they got 3 more within the top 100. They're fine. Don't worry about it. They knew that this class wasn't as stacked as next year. You got a lot of guys that held out for COVID, so they're 24, 25 coming out into this draft. They're older. They're investing into next year. I'm totally fine with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Yes.
Waddle's a stud, but
try to keep up, man. And Tua,
TB12, future owner.
Yeah, next year.
/ quarterback.
Year.
They're gonna trade their first two round picks next year for Tom Brady, and then lose.
Worth it for a Super Bowl. Ryan, thoughts?
No, I'm still sad from the Patriots talk.
Oh no,
we gotta wrap this up so I can
cheer yourself up then. Yeah, cheer yourself up. Talk about a worse team, a worse draft than the Patriots.
Yeah, this is more of a. I'm just confused by what's happening. What's happening here in New Orleans?
Same.
The Saints, man, Jesus Christ! Like, the Saints traded a 2023 pick next year, their first round pick next year, with the number 18 pick plus a few other mid-round picks for an extra pick in the first this year. Then they trade the 16th pick, a third, and a fourth round pick to move up to the 11th pick.
Mm-hmm.
And they pick Chris Olave, which is very surprising. They pick him over Jameson Williams, which I like Olave, but Jameson Williams is considered to be one of the top talents in the draft. And then they take Trevor Penning at 19. So after all of that, after all of those moves, they get Chris Olave and Trevor Penning. And Penning comes with a lot of question marks. Like, the guy is a physical specimen. His testing scores were off the charts. He finished, I think he's like the top 7 in whatever test they were conducting, whatever that score was, in like the last 30 years for an offensive tackle. But Bleacher Report put out a article about how he was one of the top 5 overrated players in this year's draft. And this is what they had to say. High pad level and inconsistent hands, i.e. poor technique, will get any blocker into trouble no matter how talented or nasty they are. So they gravitated towards this guy's approach and how he talks the talk and he walks the walk. And he reminds me of Richie Incognito. He's very confident in himself. But again, another guy, you watch those Senior Bowl highlights, one-on-one drills, even during the game, he's kind of standing straight up. He's kind of getting blown off the ball. And when he has good technique, he's gonna pancake the hell out of you. He's got to put it together, though. You have to be consistent. So I didn't love what the Saints did. They had a chance to address a need at safety. They passed up on Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame, who I thought was going to be a top 10 pick. Should have been a top 10 pick. I don't know. What are you guys thinking here in New Orleans? Are you just as confused as I am?
I think we are, pal.
Yeah, they had to replace the O-line, but yeah, bad pick. I don't get what they're doing with the trades. It doesn't make sense. So good luck to them.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I feel like there's something we're missing with these trades. Like, I don't know.
I don't get it, but I do like Chris Olave. But yeah, I probably would have gone Jameson Williams over him. All right, you're not going to win this year. You got Brady in your division. Like Regan was saying, wait another year or build for the future for Miami. But New Orleans needs to do that.
That's probably worse.
Probably. Plus, you got Andy Dalton or Jameson Winston as your quarterback. They didn't take a QB, so maybe they're tanking for next year for a QB. Who knows?
No, they're not, because they traded their pick. They're like in a win now.
Right.
They're in like this win now mode where they're trying to like get the pieces to put it all together for this year, and it just like doesn't make sense. They got rid of so much draft capital to have these 2 picks in the first round.
Yeah. So Regan, we're not missing anything. They're just idiots.
Okay, cool.
I know, but I don't think he's doing a very good. I'd quit. I mean, like if you've been working out for like 4 days and that's all you get, and the going gets tough. If it's that tough, just quit.
Couldn't agree more, John. All right. Any more thoughts on these teams that we talked about?
Nope. Good stuff. Fun draft.
Yeah,
but a crazy one though.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Thank you to those who joined our live stream on draft night. Really appreciate the support and our new logo reveal. We will be taking next week off to brainstorm. We're gonna meet, get together. Then we're gonna start doing some mocks. We're gonna do divisional breakdowns, team breakdowns, get more in depth with fantasy relevant players. But before that, any honorable mentions? I got Damian Pierce, who went to Houston. So running back. Was this the guy that you mentioned with Dynasty Brit, Ryan?
Yes.
The other day?
Yeah, he was trending hot on Twitter, and now he's trending even hotter.
Yeah, he is. He's got barely any competition there. So if you want opportunity over talent, go with him. Tyler Algier with Atlanta,
Mhm.
doors wide open as well. They just released Mike Davis. How was that not in the news, Ryan? Come on. So yeah, go for them. 3rd round picks. And then soft Kyron Williams, man. I wanted him to go with the Bengals, but he went to the Rams to join the Ram dumb field back there. And Cam Akers, he might not be doing all right, guys. So if you have him in Dynasty, watch out. We'll see. You guys got any quick tips? Quick tips for these guys who are doing their rookie drafts this weekend?
Yeah, I got nothing yet, Ryan. You got anything?
No. I would just say a couple of players that I like their landing spots that you can find some value in these rookie drafts. Alec Pierce went to Tennessee. Short term, probably not going to get a ton of work, but over the next 2 or 3 years, he could turn into a pretty big weapon there. Good draft capital, got him in the 2nd round, so they're going to use him. Trey McBride to Arizona. Again, tight end rookies, they don't perform. They need 3 or 4 years to develop. That's about the length that Zach Hirsch has got signed for, right? 3 years, I think, to an extension. So this guy's kind of waiting in the wings. He's going to have Kyler Murray throwing him the ball. So I think that's a great landing spot for him. And the last guy I want to touch on is Zamir White with the Raiders. The Raiders did not pick up Josh Jacobs' 5th-year option. Zamir White could be the guy waiting in the wings if they decide to move on from Jacobs. And I wouldn't put anything past Josh McDaniels.
Nope.
It's bringing the Patriot way to the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. And he wants to win bad.
Yeah.
Right? He also doesn't want to pay running backs. So,
nope.
Jacobs. Yep. Could be gone.
Poor guy. Anybody, Regan? You good?
No, my only one was Isaiah Spiller. I'm just still pumped about him. Like I said, I'm projecting him to possibly be the number 1 next year. I just don't see him getting through another season full term. So
you heard it here, fellas. Regan projecting Isaiah Spiller, number 1 running back on the year next year. I know what you mean on the depth chart. Yeah, Austin Eckler, you better hope he goes hot and then trade him. Nobody in my league is listening, so I'm going to trade him a few weeks into the season. Hopefully he goes hot because I don't like this move for him. We'll have a reaction on like what veterans we're worried about and stuff. We got a lot of ideas. We got to get together. We got to get our tips out to you, takers out there. If you have any suggestions, if you like the new logo, you have any questions, comment on the video. Slide in our DMs, social media platforms. Just a tip, FFP. Be much appreciated. Download the episode. Share tips with your friends and family. And 1 minute, guys. Any leftovers? Go Celtics. Go Bruins.
Go Celtics. Bruins tomorrow. What a crap first game for both of them.
Worse for the Bruins.
Bruins outscored what 21-2 against Carolina against the Canes this year.
I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. I didn't have a good feeling going into it anyway, but
can you guys stop making me get in? Whoa!
Bruce Cassidy better be careful. They don't get out of this first round, he's fired. And Don Sweeney is not up for his contract extension, so they didn't extend him. So we'll see.
Idiots.
I do have one left over. Winning time, Mac. Absolutely right. It's getting further and further from the truth here.
Okay.
Jason Segel's character. Oh man, woof. I'm like, that is
bad.
Not great. Not great.
You want a great show to watch? Watch Severance on Apple TV. That one was great. Regan.
You guys in your shows. Hey, you all.
Good night, take. Ooh. I like seeing your mom under the moonlight.